Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Eat Your Heart Out. I am your host, Jaden Goldrin, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Now later on tonight, I'll be having a date stopping by, so I will be making dinner for two tonight. Now, tonight's dish is going to consist of a seared steak with fettuccine alfredo and roasted Brussels sprouts. And in case any of you are new here to my channel, down in the description box below will be a link for the instructions and the ingredients for this entire meal. Now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take all of our dry spices, put it into the bowl, mix it together. That way it's going to create a nice dry rub for our steaks. So I'm super excited tonight because tonight is going to be the very first time I'm actually going to be cooking for her. So I'm going to be making a new meal entirely. Now for me, anytime I cook something new, I really like to take my time and delve deep into my subconscious and try to craft something that's very original and something that's going to leave a lasting impact on people who eat it.
Usually I'm inspired by seeing or smelling a certain ingredient or food, which then inspires me to create a new dish altogether.
Now, once I find an ingredient that I can actually work with, y'all don't have to do this, but I like to do as much research as I can as possible. That way I can add my own artistic flares here and there to make it my own and really have it stand out from the crowd.
I want to know every little detail. Nothing too big, nor too small.
So you see, once you get an idea, everything else just falls right into place. Okay, now, the main focal point of today's dish that we're going to be focusing on is none other than the meat itself. You see, the meat holds all the secrets to the entire dish. And one thing that I wish most people knew about, and I really cannot stress this enough, it is very, very important to handle with fresh cut meat. The longer that the meat sits out, you're gonna risk it getting infected with bacteria, and that's a big no-no. We don't want people getting sick. Matter of fact, this meat was cut just last night. Okay, gang, now that we've got our dry rub all ready to go, the very next step is you're gonna wanna grab a big old handful. Don't be afraid to be generous this now. And what you're gonna wanna do is sprinkle it very evenly on both sides of the steak, just like that, just like that. Okay, and once you've got that all settled, you're gonna wanna massage it very gently into the meat, just like so. And once you've got it in there real good, you're gonna wanna let that sit for a moment and marinate. Very important. Oh God, I don't know if y'all can see this from where you're watching, but this looks absolutely amazing. I truly hope she's gonna enjoy this meal. So much, in fact, that she's gonna wanna cook with me one day. Okay. Now that we've got that settled, the very next thing that you want to do is tend to your hot pan. You're going to take both your garlic and your butter, and you're going to sprinkle it very evenly over the pan, just like so. Okay, now the idea behind this is you want to get it to a good sizzling point. Shouldn't take no more than about 30 seconds to a minute. And once you've got that at where you want it, you're going to want to take your steaks and put it on, let it sear for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now, me personally, I like mine more on the rare side. And I certainly hope she does too. But regardless, 2 to 3 minutes per side should do it. All right, gang, here is our final dish, and oh my God, does this smell amazing. I mean, look at this delightful dish. I seriously cannot wait to dig into this. Well, that's my cue. Thank you all so much for tuning in this week, and I'll catch you all next week on Eat Your Heart Out. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about you?
Good, too. Doing real good.
It's good to see you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you came.
Oh, I like your place.
Thank you. I like to keep up my house decor every now and then.
So what does the famous chef have for us today?
Well, for tonight, we have an assortment of seared steak with fettuccine alfredo and roasted Brussels sprouts.
Oh, Jaden, this looks so good, but I can't eat meat.
What?
I'm vegetarian, remember?
No. Since when?
Ever since I was little. Jaden, I told you this on our first date. Do you really not remember? Oh my God, I can't believe you. This is ridiculous. I really thought you were different. I'm sorry I'm messing with you.
Oh, thank God. Jesus.
I mean, well, about the vegetarian thing, that is still true, but I'm not mad at you for forgetting or anything. We've barely been going out. It's okay. I mean, everything else looks great, and I'm starving, so let's eat. Don't worry about it. Jaden, this is so good.
Thank you.
You have to tell me. What's your secret?
Well, believe me when I say this, that the secret lies only in the meat.
I'll have to pass.
So tell me, what exactly made you want to become a vegetarian? I mean, going your whole life without eating meat, I don't know how you could do that. I mean, I know I certainly couldn't.
Well, when I was little, I went on this hunting trip with my dad. We went out to this deer blind and we waited for what seemed like forever before a deer finally came by, and I was the one who shot him. He fell to the ground and we thought he was dead, but as we got closer, we realized he was still alive, just lying there, barely breathing. I started crying immediately, but my dad made me finish him off. He said it was best to put him out of his misery. I remember looking in the deer's eyes right before I squeezed the trigger. Haven't eaten meat since then.
I'm sorry that happened. How long ago was this?
Oh, it's been about 14 years.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you haven't had a single piece of meat in 14 years, all because of some lousy deer?
No, that's not the only reason, but yes, it changed my perspective on life.
All because you didn't eat a deer?
Well, because I didn't eat that deer, I proved to myself that you don't have to be cruel in order to live. I don't think it's right to kill animals just for human enjoyment. Oh, is that funny to you?
No, it's just, you didn't eat that deer because of something you believed in, which I totally respect. I just think it's rather funny of you to assume that people are only killing animals for enjoyment when it's obviously for nutritional purposes.
Well, what about fur coats, leather shoes, jackets, that food you're eating right now? Are you saying you don't enjoy that?
There's no such thing. Anything and everything that I cook, I enjoy. You should honestly try some.
You know what I mean.
I understand what you're saying, It's just, I think it's very hypocritical of you to assume that it's only for enjoyment purposes. There are other reasons tied into it as well. And it doesn't mean that people don't feel some form of guilt for having done what they did.
Yes, but your guilt doesn't change anything. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you feel. What's done is done. You murdered an animal.
Animal, right? Okay, let's say this, hypothetically speaking, of course. You're stranded on an island all alone. You have no food source there whatsoever except the animals that live there. And your only chance for survival is to kill and eat them. Do you really mean to tell me you wouldn't go through with that?
Nope, it's still a living creature. It still has a family and a soul. Just because they aren't as intelligent as us and they don't understand our language doesn't make them any less deserving of life than we are.
I understand that, but let's say they are as equally intelligent as we are. We can understand them and they can understand us. It puts us on an even level with them. What then?
Would it make a difference? I mean, okay, if you say that they were to act as much like us as that, then that would make us the same. And then that just gets into cannibalism. And that's just crazy.
Do you really think cannibalism is crazy?
Oh, do you not? I mean, can you imagine eating people? How insane would that be?
Right. Insane. I'm sorry, but this isn't gonna work for me.
What?
I think you should leave.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not. Get out.